Hi, cuties, and welcome to the hardest reading challenge you'll ever do, Halfway Stats. If you don't know what this challenge is, HRCYED is its name for short. This is a year-long reading challenge that began on my birthday, July 7th of last year, and will end the day before my birthday on July 6th of this year. And we have reached our halfway point, a little over at the time this video is coming out, but it has taken a while to analyze the survey that I asked everybody to fill out and give me those answers. So we're going to go over them today. I apologize for how short this video probably is. I've been very, very busy. We're in the middle of a big move that's happening and preparing and getting a new job. So check out my Ko-fi page and help support me in this very turbulent time in my life. I would appreciate that endlessly. But also, big thank you to everybody who filled out the survey. Big thank you to everybody who has stuck around for HRCYED. When HRCYED first came out, we had about 600 people sign up for it. And then we've all trickled down a little bit. So we're averaging, I'm going to say around 100-ish people are still actively participating in HRCYED, which is amazing. Way better than I thought it would be me and me alone, honestly, when this project came out. And that is okay. So thank you very, very much for all those who participate. Please tag me in everything that you do for it. I love seeing your videos where you're talking about HRCYED, when you're yelling about HRCYED and how hard it is, because I'm a cruel master who just forces you not to DNF and reread. I'm not allowing any of those things, and that's a very cruel thing that I've done to you all. So, you're welcome. I don't know. Okay. It's so late. I'm a little delirious, FYI. Let's begin. HRCYED. Halfway Stats. How many books have we read? Collectively, we have read 5,777 books, which is beautiful because it's like my birthday, 7/7. 7787 is my actual birthday. Just fun fact. But that's not bad for 6 months of reading. Pretty good. More impressive number is how many pages we have read, and that total is 1,260,659 pages. We be reading a lot. I wonder what's that average book size. Hold on, I didn't calculate this before. I want to know what does that make the average book that we've been reading? 1260659 divided by 5,777. 218 pages. Okay, not bad. Not bad. We've read some smalls, we've read some longs, Not bad. Well done, everybody. Okay, average rating. So I asked if you could provide your average rating since starting HRCYED. You have done so. And then I averaged your averages because I heard you like averages in your averages. So the average rating for all of the HRCYED books, for all 5,777 books, is 3.76, which I don't think is that bad. I think it's a pretty decent score. Could be better, but it also could be much, much worse. So I think you guys are doing a really good job curating your TBRs and picking things that are good. Okay. The average prompts left. Not how many on average have been completed. I asked how many do you have left? So just in case you feel like you're falling behind and you're like, oh God, I'm never going to finish HRCYED. Don't worry, because on average, people participating in HRCYED have 18.91 prompts out of 25 left. What is that? What's that grade? Hold on. We're going to math live. Wait, I did the wrong mathing. Hold on. I reversed it. That's on average, that is 75%. Roughly 76% if we're rounding. 75% of the board is incomplete for most people. So don't feel bad if you're in that boat, okay? You can do this. And yes, you can do any of the bonus questionnaires, those bonus ones, to earn free points. So if you're just starting HRCYED now, you can use those bonus quizzes to give yourself, like, oh, you missed those releases that are, within the 30-day rule. You can go back and refill that in by doing any of the bonus prompts, or the bonus quiz things. So those are indefinitely open for your use. That is the nicest I could be as the cruel overlord of HRCYED. All right. Total DNF'd books. Speaking of me being a cruel overlord, I did not allow any DNF. So you cannot DNF a book and count it towards HRCYED. You can obviously DNF a book in your own time. I don't care. But you cannot. But I did want to know, how many books since starting HRCYED have you DNF'd? And the number did, in fact, shock me. And that was 279. So that's literally not even 3 books per person. Well done. You guys are doing really good with this. Now, have you suffered through a few books? Maybe. I do agree that you guys have good points about like, oh, I don't want to waste time on a book I'm not enjoying. That's totally fair. But that's not the challenge. Okay? That's not the challenge. DNF all you like. You just can't use it for the challenge. Ah! And I'm not changing that. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people want me to change that rule. I'm not. I think it makes it challenging. Okay, that's the point of it, is to be challenging. Okay, anyway, favorite reads. Here we go. Now, there were so many answers to the next questions. I had no way, no how was I going to be able to put all these books in a presentation. However, they are all in a spreadsheet linked below that you can peruse to see what other books people are reading. And maybe you want to put it on your own TBR. Maybe you want to put it on for, a prompt that you didn't have yet. I am linking basically the data that I got from the survey into a spreadsheet for you guys to look over. But what I've done for these are anything that was duplicated is on this list. Okay. So that's it. Even if it had 2 people said this was it, and which was the most part, I did not have a ton of duplicates for stuff, but visit the spreadsheet. Okay, so the number 1 favorite reads overall that had duplicate answers were Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. I've heard of this book, have not read it. The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson, the first book in Mistborn, I have read and also can recommend. The Reformatory by Tananarive Due. Someone please tell me how to pronounce that name. I am assuming it's not Tananarive Due, but I struggle with this name, so I would like to pronounce it correctly because I don't like not being able to pronounce things. And then we have The Spell Shop by Sarah Beth Durst, which I also agree was one of my favorite reads so far. Not my absolute favorite read that I've read for HRCYED. That's Blood Over Brighthaven right now. But yeah, I've read 2 of the 4 of these. I didn't even know about this one, so it's intriguing me. Would like to read, probably. I don't know, that's just a cover basis. I'm like, yeah, that looks spooky. So there we go. Favorite new releases. So these are the favorite new releases that people have enjoyed. We have Bury Your Gaze, Somewhere Beyond the Sea, and The Spell Shop. So each of these got 2 votes on them. And then the next ones are ones that had 3 votes, which was The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leong and What the Woods Took by Courtney Gold. I have not heard of this book before, but I do notice that a lot of you are really into the horror and thriller genres. So when I don't know a book, I'm just assuming that's the genre. But that's a dynamic cover, I will say. I do want to read Teller of Small Fortunes. I own it, so we'll see. All right, the favorite indie books. This was rough because there was only 1 book that had duplicates. Now, granted, it had 3 people say that it was their favorite book. It is on my TBR, and that is The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. And I just read Blood Over Brighthaven, and this just shot up so far on my TBR after having read Blood Over Brighthaven. So I am very excited to check that one out. Again, check the spreadsheet for more indie books that are people's favorite reads. Okay. We're going to look at the anticipated releases coming up. Some of these, I don't even know if they're out yet. Some of them might be out. It's January. You still have time to read them. So in January, we had Onyx Storm, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix, and Adrift in Currents Clean and Clear by Shauna Maguire are the top 3 most anticipated releases in January. Okay? February, nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. There were no duplicates for February. Check the spreadsheet. March, I had the most responses for March releases. So the top 3, not the number 1, but places 2, 3, and 4, were Everything is Tuberculosis by John Green, I'm very excited about. Oathbound by Tracy Dion, I'm also very excited about. And To You at the Altar by Rebecca Thorne. I didn't know about this book. It says it's a cozy fantasy, so I'm probably gonna read it. Okay, but the number 1 most anticipated release overall, the entire survey, this had like 5 or 6 people responding with it. And I understandably, can you guess it yet? Can you guess it yet? Sunrise at the Reaping by Suzanne Collins, the newest in the Hunger Games. Haymitch's story for the Quarter Quell. He had a Quarter Quell, and if memory serves, they doubled the amount of tributes in Haymitch's one. So you know that's going to be rough, especially for an outer district to win a Quarter Quell like that. Intense. Ask me Hunger Games lore. I love Hunger Games lore, guys. Guys, I don't know if you guys probably didn't know this about me, but I'm like actually obsessed with the Hunger Games. I watch the movies like all the time. I love the Hunger Games. I would, if I were to reread books constantly, the Hunger Games would be on that list. So I actually, once upon a time, wrote my own Hunger Games fan fiction. I wrote it for the 10th Hunger Games. And it was about a girl from District 10. Because that's the farmland, and I wanted her to be an animal person. Precursor to Histocac. That's my fan fiction days. Dropping some lore. You probably can still find it on fanfiction.net. I think I published some of it. It didn't finish. I never finished it. Go look for it. Don't. Please don't. Okay, anyway. April. We only had one release, and that is Faithbreaker by Hannah Kaner. I believe this comes out April 1st. So it might be a joke, and they might not actually be releasing it. Hate this cover, though, because it has a rabbit. I mean, it's a mythical rabbit with wings and stuff, but it's still a rabbit, and I take great offense to that. I've read Godkiller, have not read Sunbringer yet, but I definitely want to read it. And finally, we have May. I didn't get any other releases in duplicate for further months, but we have My Friends by Frederick Bachman. I have zero interest in reading anything Frederick Bachman for no other reason than that the books that come out with this, I'm assuming man, I'm sorry, I don't know, his name is bigger than the title, and that is one of my cardinal sins in book publishing. If the name is bigger than the title, I don't like it. There are exceptions to the rule, but in general, if it's a new author I don't know about, nope, I don't like that. Okay, I'm fine. This is a normal reason to not read a book, right? I don't have anything else. Okay, going on. These books are gay! I asked you your favorite queer reads, and surprisingly, I got 3 out of this that were duplicates, and I found this to be incredibly funny, because the first book we got was A Dowry of Blood by S.T. Gibson, which is sapphic. Don't Let the Forest In by C.J. Drews, which is gay. And Sunbringer by Hannah Kaner, which is bisexual main character. We got one of each in the beginning of the queer alphabet. Woo-hoo! I thought it was really funny. That was great. So that's the books that people have enjoyed. I have read Don't Let the Forest In, and I can vouch. Amazing. These 2 are both on my TBR, though, now. All right, BIPOC books. These are the best books written by BIPOC authors that you all voted for, and that is The Dead Cattail Assassins by P. Jelly Clark, The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, and The Reformatory by Tenena Rive-Doué. I'm hoping that's the right way to say that name. I've read both of these, enjoyed both of them immensely. Have not read. Now I really want to read this one. I didn't know about it. Now I know about it. All right, the worst book. This was so funny to me because I believe there were, it might have just been 2 people, but I'm also kind of on this list. It's not my worst book ever that I read for HRCYED, but it's definitely in the bottom. And I did not like this book. I only got 1 out of this list. Please go check the list for other ones if you want to torture yourself with books that people don't like. But again, reading is subjective, so somebody's worst book might be a book that you love. I was mid on this book. It was like, okay, I get where we were going. I just didn't enjoy a lot of the content with it. And that is The Pairing by Casey McQuiston. So, twas a miss, Casey, for me at least. And for the 2 people who submitted this as their worst book. Definitely could have done better with this one. There's some things that I would change if possible, and that would make me like it a lot more. But, yeah, not for me. All right. The favorite webcomics. We've got 3 webcomics on here that are completed ones that people have read, and we have Freaking Romance by Snail Lords. Love that name. Digger Unearthed by Ursula Vernon. And Your Letter. So I just realized it's not in English, but I believe that it's called Your Letter, and I forgot who it's by, but it'll be on the spreadsheet, so you can look it up better that way. The most surprising read, I asked you what was your most surprising read of HRCYED, and I could not get a single answer, really, or a duplicate answer. So check the spreadsheet for surprising reads. And that's all, folks. Okay? That is HRCYED, the halfway point. Hope you guys have been enjoying HRCYED, or hopefully suffering through it, because I enjoy watching your pain. How many people are going to think I'm serious? Probably a lot of people. I'm going to have to make an apology video, probably. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I hope you guys are having fun with HRCYED. Again, you can use any of the bonus quizzes and stuff for prompts that you've missed. If you've missed a new release, if you missed a seasonal, those are kind of what those are for. Or if you just really don't want to do a certain prompt, you can use the bonus ones to fill that baby in. That's the nicest I can be. HRCYED 2 is going to be even more intense and crazy, so get ready for that. Cool. I am taking suggestions though, but just because I'm taking suggestions doesn't mean I'm going to agree with your suggestion and use it. But I'll hear it. But no, we're still keeping the DNF rule. We're keeping that rule. Sorry, guys. We're keeping it. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to go. Thank you guys for joining me and joining this journey of reading intensity. And I hope you like it. And if you can, go check out my Ko-fi page and please donate, because I'm moving and it's very expensive to move and I'm very poor. And my little baby boy is very expensive to feed. So if you can, I appreciate any support and help in the very turbulent time in my life right now as I get a new job and move to a new state and upheave my whole life. Is that the word? Or is it only upheaval? Can you upheave a life? Upend. I can upend my life. There we go. Okay, it's very late and I need to go to bed now. Cool. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna hit the button anytime now. It's gonna happen. Okay. I'll see you on a live stream. Goodbye. Hello all. This is now like the 4th time I'm recording this video. Why am I so stupid? The first time, my microphone, because all my settings reset from a computer update, so my microphone wasn't doing anything, and I didn't realize it, and I filmed the whole video, and then I tried again, and I just messed up, and then I tried again, and I didn't make myself smaller to show you the screen! I'm fine. This is fine. Zoom! I gotta make myself tiny. Hold on. We gotta be tiny. We're gonna be tiny. I'm gonna put myself over on this side, actually. I think from the previous recordings of me attempting to do this, this might be the optimal corner at this point.